Here we have a radical equation, and in this radical equation we have to solve for x. Okay, let me write the given radical equation as it is. That is square root of x square positive 5 equals to x negative 1. In the first step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the square root we have on the left side. Okay, to get rid of the square root we have on the left side, what I need to do is I have to square both sides of the equation. So when I square both sides of this equation, the square root and square will cancel out. I'm getting x square positive 5 on the left side. On the right side, we have x negative 1 the whole square. Since the exponent is 2, we have to write this base x negative 1 twice and multiply them. That is x negative 1 times x negative 1. Okay, here we have x square positive 5 equals to, we can multiply these two binomials using the FOIL method. That is, we have to multiply the first terms first. So when I multiply the first terms, x and x, I'm getting x square. Now I have to multiply the outer terms, x and negative 1. X times negative 1 is just negative x. Now I have to multiply the inner terms, that is negative 1 times x is negative x. Now I have to multiply the last terms, negative 1 times negative 1 will become positive 1. So I'm getting x square positive 5 equals to x square negative x negative x. When I combine them, I'm getting negative 2x positive 1. Okay, so the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract x square from both sides, because in this given equation I find x square on both sides of the equation. If I subtract x square from both sides of the equation, I can simplify. Okay, now let me subtract x square from both sides of this equation. When I do so, this positive x square, negative x square will cancel out. The same thing here. So now I have 5 on the left side. On the right side, I have negative 2x positive 1. Okay, to solve for x, I have to isolate x. That is, I have to get rid of all the values around the variable x. Okay, first let me get rid of this positive 1. For that, I have to subtract a 1 from both sides. When I do so, this positive 1, negative 1 will cancel out. And the simplification of 5 negative 1 is just 4. 4 equals to negative 2x. Okay, let me solve the equation over here. I am taking the same equation as it is, that is 4 equals to negative 2x. Okay, to solve for x, I have to get rid of the value negative 2 multiplied by x. For that, I have to divide both sides by negative 2. So when I do so, this negative 2 will cancel out. 2 goes into 2 one times and 2 goes into 4 twice. And here we have negative. So I am getting negative 2 on the left side. On the right side, I have x. So when I solve the given radical equation, I am getting only one value for x, that is x equals to negative 2. Okay, since the given equation is radical equation, always we have to verify the solution we get. That is, I have to verify the value we get for x, that is negative 2. So how can we verify this value? So that is, we have to plug in x equals to negative 2 into the given equation, and we have to check whether the given equation is satisfied by the value we got over here. Okay, now let me plug in x equals to negative 2 into the given equation over here. So let me take a square root of, for this x, I'm going to plug in negative 2. So the value we got for x, so negative 2 the whole square positive 5. On the right side also, we have to plug in negative 2 for x, then I'm getting negative 2, negative 1. So square root of, so the evaluation of negative 2 the whole square is just 4. So square root of 4 positive 5. On the right side, when I combine negative 2 and negative 1, I'm getting negative 3. So square root of 4 positive 5 is 9. That is square root of 9 equals to negative 3. So the value of square root of 9 is just 3. I'm getting 3 equals to negative 3. When I plug in the value, when I plug in negative 2 for x into the original equation, I'm getting the statement 3 equals to negative 3. That is positive 3 equals to negative 3. So is it true or false? So definitely it's false, because a positive value, a positive 3 can never be equal to a negative value, that is negative 3. So the result, the statement we get over here is false. So we got only one value for x when I solve the given radical equation, but that value itself does not satisfy the given radical equation. So for the given radical equation, no solution.